Welcome to Architecture 101, how to create an axonometric drawing. I am Professor Kwesi Daniels, and we will be using the following tools to develop our axonometric drawing in this lesson. So we have the three-space volumetric form plan and elevation, which we'll be using both of these for measurements. We have trace paper that's been pre-cut, our drafting dots, our scale. You'll use a mechanical pencil, however, I will be using a red Sharpie to make sure that you can clearly see exactly what it should look like as I'm drawing, and a 30-60 degree triangle. This is 30 degrees here, this is 60 degrees here, or you may use an adjustable triangle, which you can set it to whatever dimension you want. Okay, so we're going to move these out the way as we get started. The very first thing we will do is we will mount our drawing, the floor plan. We will mount these on the board. We also have a T-square which has already been put in place that we will be using to establish the parallel lines. Okay, so let's go ahead and position our sheet on our board. And we're going to move it in place. And using our adjustable triangle, which we'll use here, we're going to adjust it to 30 degrees and 60 degrees. Once that's set, we will tighten it up, and we will go ahead and move forward with creating aligning the sheet. Okay. So to align the sheet, we're going to use the base, and we're going to align the base. And we only need to do one side because the other side, since it's the base is 90 degrees, the other side will match the other angle. So right now we're using our 30-degree angle to align the sheet, and the 60-degree angle will be matched on the other side. So it's not necessary to do both sides. Okay. So we will tape our sheet down. Now the next thing we will do is lay our trace paper over top of the sheet, and the rolled edge will be placed flat. And we will take this sheet and place it at an angle as well to ensure that we have the maximum space to do all of our drawing. And we will tape this down as well. It's not necessary for us to use our triangle to put this one down. We can do this. We can do this one by sight. And then we have one more edge to take down. Okay. And the last piece that we will take down. Okay. So just so that we can understand how the final product will look, I am going to place over top of this a finished version. And as we go through the tutorial, you'll understand how we will create it. So I will show you the finished version of how it will look with all of the construction lines. Then I will show you how it will look with the construction lines removed. Okay? So this is a finished version showing the construction lines. Okay? This is how the final product will look with the construction lines all showing up. And next I will show you what it will look as a final version with all of the construction lines removed. And only thing remaining are the objects. Okay? This is what the final product will look like. All right, so let's go ahead and begin drafting. Now that everything is in place, we will begin by drawing the base. But this will be the base that the floor plan is sitting on. And I am going to move my T-square up this way. This way it is a little bit easier to see our lines. And as you draw, you want to constantly check your T-square to make sure that it is aligned properly. Okay. So we draw our baseline. And we turn our triangle to draw the next line, the next edge. We're going to draw the last edge. Okay. All right. Now we will draw the boxes. The only box that we will draw is the floor plan box. The outside lines, not the interior lines. Okay? This is because this object is going to be sitting on top of the base. So we're going to construct all of that. And notice how I move the triangle around. As I flip the angles back and forth, we're able to properly capture what we're looking for. All right, and so this is the bottom base. Excuse me, this is the top of the base, and now we will begin to do our measuring. So we're going to measure the bottom base by measuring down 1 foot. Because the bottom base is 1 foot tall, so we'll measure going down using the 1/4 inch scale, and we will find. And one thing you can do to make sure that all of the measurement points that you select are aligned with your drawing is to use your triangle and allow that to align your scale. And by doing so, we will assure that the drawing, all our points are aligned the way that we want them to be. Okay? So we'll mark this off at 1 foot. 1 foot here. We'll come down to this one. And we will mark, let's extend this line. Now I'm going to switch over to my smaller 30-60 degree triangle. This will make this a little bit easier to navigate. Okay. All right, so we're going to measure 1 foot down from this point. And then we will measure 1 foot up from this point. Excuse me, down from this point as well. And then the last one, we will measure one foot from here as well. Okay. All right. So now we will use our triangle to draw these edges. Now we're going to use the larger triangle just because it's a little bit longer than our short one. We want to make sure our lines are accurate. Okay. Check your edge. And construct. Take that straight down. We'll take this edge right here. Take that line straight down. Then to this side. Take our lines. Same thing. Take that line straight down. Okay, and that forms the base. Okay. Now I'm not going to continue the rest of the lines just because it'll begin to be a little bit more confusing. So we'll just start from here. So what we want to do is now we want to measure up 16 feet, because if we look at our elevations, you can see in our elevations we start at 0, and we're at 1 foot, and we're up at 8 feet, which is from the base to the bottom edge of the 12-foot box. Then we go up to 16 feet. 16 feet is the top edge of the 16-foot cube. And then the highest height is 20 feet, which is 12 feet up from the 8-foot mark for our 12-foot cube. All right, so we have those dimensions here just for our own edification, and we'll begin to construct this box. All right, so we'll measure from all 4 corners. We'll measure up 16 feet. Remember to use your triangle to ensure that you're exact. And we'll take our point at 16 feet. We'll take the next one up at 16 feet. Come to the next one, and we'll go up 16 feet as well here. And then we'll do the last one. We'll go up to 16 feet as well here. Okay, so we now have all of our marks created, and we will begin to connect our lines. So we'll connect the dots there, connect them here, and keep checking that your T-square is properly aligned with that edge. Here. And the last one will be the one in the back. And go here. Okay? And now let's complete the top edge. Okay? That top edge, that's that line there. And the line there. And now we will get this line here. This is the last edge. Okay? And so now we have constructed our 16 foot by 16 foot cube. That's this first one. And now we will construct our 12 foot by 12 foot cube. To do this, we will measure from the edge of this corner right here. We'll measure up. Remember, this is at 1 foot. So this is our base. So in essence, we're going to look at this as 0 from here to here. We're going to measure up. We're going to go up 8 feet from this point here. And I have to make a modification here. This is actually 0 feet, and this is -1 foot 0 inches. Okay? That's just the modification to make sure that there's no confusion. This is a 1 foot height base. However, we're measuring down -1 because our 0 point will be at the point where the floor plan and the base plan intersect one another. Okay? All right, so we're going to measure up from this point. We're going to measure up 8 feet. Okay, we measured up 8 feet for that point. Go to the next one, and we're going to measure up 8 feet from this point as well. And then we will measure up from the back. We'll measure up 8 feet from there as well. And then the last one we will do at 8 feet as well. And we'll construct that base just so that you can see what that looks like. Okay, so that's 8 feet. Let's go ahead and construct the base by connecting the dots. Okay. And then we're going to measure up an additional 12 feet that will form the other face. Okay. So we're going to measure up to 12 feet. It's there. We're going to go to this back corner on the right. We're going to measure up additional 12 feet. And we're going to come across to this edge here. Where we will measure up an additional 12 feet. And then we'll do the last corner, last edge. This corner right here for an additional 12 feet. Okay. Now we will draw our verticals. Just connecting the dots. Edge right here, connect that dot, and then we'll do the last corner right here, this back corner. Remember, keep checking your T-square, make sure your lines are, make sure it's fully aligned. And connect that dot. And now let's form our edge. So we'll start with our edge right up here. Next one. And then we'll form our last edge right here. Okay. And let's complete this one right here. This edge was not complete. Okay. And now the last thing we will do is we will demonstrate where the cut line is. So to do that, what we will do is bring our vertical edge to the intersection of our floor plan. Where this floor plan is here, where this cube is and this cube is, where they connect, which is right here, we'll bring that vertical line right to that point, and we will project it up from the bottom edge until it connects with the top edge of the 16-foot. So we're going at the bottom edge of the 12-foot cube up to the top edge of the 16-foot cube. Okay, we're starting right here. And it goes there. And then we're going to take that edge back from that point to the back edge of the 12-foot cube. Okay? And that forms that cube. All right, so now we have constructed our cube, as we mentioned before. We have our 12-foot cube and we have our 16-foot cube, and they are both on our base. And while I'm not going to show it to you, I'm not going to do it. I will show you the final result again. This is the final result. It will be placed over. You will take your trace paper and draw over top of the cube in order to get rid of all of your construction lines. Okay? And the final result will look like this. Right? So that is how you produce the base and cube, 16-foot cube and 12-foot cube interlocking cubes. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment or ask me offline. Thank you.